Hey, what is going on guys? Techthusiast here, and today I have a camera comparison video between the OnePlus 6 and the Huawei P20 Pro. So how does the latest flagship from OnePlus go up against arguably one of the best camera phones? Let's find out in this video. Just before getting into the comparison, here is an overlook of the camera specs. The OnePlus 6 has a dual 16 megapixel camera which supports OIS and EIS. The Huawei P20 Pro has a triple camera setup which consists of 40 megapixels, 8 megapixels and 20 megapixels. As for the video recording, the OnePlus 6 can record up to 4K at 60 frames per second, slow motion video at 240 frames per second at 1080p and 440 frames per second at 720p. The P20 Pro records 4K at 30 frames per second, and for slow motion videos it can record 240 frames per second at 1080p and super slow motion at 960 frames per second at 720p, just like the Samsung Galaxy S9. Starting off, we have this rose, and what I've found in the past is that the OnePlus 5 and the 5T struggled with reds, and this is the same for the OnePlus 6. You can't really distinguish the petals on the OnePlus 6, however you can with the P20 Pro. On the second photo, the P20 Pro did a much better job here. You can see the details a lot better than the OnePlus 6. On this photo, the OnePlus 6 is more accurate of the two in terms of color accuracy. The P20 Pro is contrasty here, but it also has more details. In this photo, I'm not sure what happened, but I have taken it a few times, but the OnePlus 6 just looks washed out here and the P20 Pro came out better. On this photo, there isn't a lot going on other than the blue is more accurate on the P20 Pro. Taking a close look at this sign, you can tell the P20 Pro has captured the details such as some of the dirt at the bottom better than the OnePlus 6. Here is a portrait photo and the P20 Pro is much better here. The details are better as well as the edge detection. This is another portrait photo but with a toy figure, and again the P20 Pro is better. The OnePlus 6 wasn't able to focus in properly even though it has a second lens just for portrait photos. Moving on to indoor photos. This has been taken in room-like conditions. The OnePlus 6 is really warm here. It is a bit contrasty compared to the P20 Pro. Here is another photo and the P20 Pro is definitely better here. Just look at the mesh on the mic. Now moving on to outdoor low-light photos. This is without night mode enabled and the P20 Pro took a much better photo. Not too dark, and the details are also better than the OnePlus 6. This photo has been taken with night mode enabled with surrounding street lighting. And you can see the P20 Pro is much better. The photos have more details. It is also cleaner. Just look at the top left and you can barely see the windows on the OnePlus 6. This photo was taken by little surrounding light as possible, and again you can see the superiority of the P20 Pro. It is as though it was taken at a different time of the day. This is without night mode and you just can't see anything on the OnePlus 6. Here is the same photo but with the flash enabled. The colors of the bricks are different on both of the phones. As for the keyboard, the P20 Pro has the edge here. Again, without night mode enabled, you can't make out anything on the OnePlus 6, but you can just about on the P20 Pro. And lastly, with the flash enabled again, the OnePlus 6 is brighter, but the clarity and details are better on the P20 Pro. This is a focus test video recording on the OnePlus 6 to see how fast it focuses with the background and the foreground object. So this is a focus test recording on the P20 Pro to see how fast it focuses with the background and the foreground object. In this video comparison, do look out for the animated speaker icons so you know which device the audio is coming from. Okay, so this is a 1080p video recording at 30 frames per second between the OnePlus 6 against the Huawei P20 Pro. Now this is being recorded just after lunchtime. It's a lovely day, as you can probably tell. So this is going to come down as usual. Have a look at what's in the lake. Well, in this case there doesn't seem to be anything. You can probably, oops, dragonflies are gone. Okay, and I'll just take a recording of the surrounding area. Just move up slowly and do a short jog to see the video stabilization between the two. And we're going to come to an end here. So moving on to the 4K video recording at 30 frames per second between the OnePlus 6 against the Huawei P20 Pro. So as you can see, it's a very nice day. And what I'm going to do is a short jog to see the stabilization in 4K. And come down here. And we've got the whole gang here. I'll just record the surrounding area and come to the end of this recording. So that is the end of this camera shootout. For daylight photos, the P20 Pro was definitely better of the two. It had better color accuracy, such as the reds. For portrait photos, the OnePlus 6 was okay, even with its dedicated second camera. The P20 Pro was better for portrait photos. As for low light photos, this is where the P20 Pro did better for photos than the OnePlus 6, with and without night mode and with the flash enabled. For video recording, the stabilization is good on both of the phones. However, the OnePlus 6 can record 4K at 60 frames per second, but the P20 Pro can only do 4K at 30 frames per second, but with no stabilization. For slow motion videos, they can both record 240 frames at 1080p. The OnePlus 6 can record 480 frames at 720p for 1 minute, and the P20 Pro can record super slow motion videos at 960 frames per second for a few seconds. So what are your thoughts of this comparison video? Do let me know in the comment section. If you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you are new here, then do consider subscribing to see more content. The next videos will be with the Xiaomi Mi 8, so make sure you have tapped on the notification bell so you don't miss that. Do follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch up with you in the next video.